Today we can incorporate new genes from one species into a completely unrelated species through genetic engineering, optimizing agricultural performance or facilitating the production of valuable pharmaceutical substances. Crop plants, farm animals, and soil bacteria are some of the more prominent examples of organisms that have been subject to genetic engineering. In a 2007 survey of 1,000 American adults conducted by the International Food Information Council, it was reported that 33% of respondents believed that biotech food products would benefit them or their families, but 23% of respondents did not know biotech foods had already reached the market. In addition, only 5% of those polled said they would take action by altering their purchasing habits as a result of concerns associated with the using of biotech products. For this video, we interviewed individuals in our Colorado College community, asking them for their opinions on genetically modified organisms. First, we would like to share with you some examples of genetically modified organisms, otherwise known as GMOs. The Enviro pig, or Frankenswine as critics call it, is a pig that's been genetically altered to better digest and process phosphorus. Pig manure is high in a form of phosphorus called phytate, so when farmers use the manure as fertilizer, the chemical enters the watershed and causes algal blooms that deplete oxygen in the water and kill marine life. So scientists added E. coli and mouse DNA to a pig embryo. This modification decreases the pig's phosphorus output by as much as 70%, making the pig more environmentally friendly. People may soon be getting vaccinated for diseases like hepatitis B and cholera by simply taking a bite of a banana. When an altered form of a virus is injected into a banana sapling, the virus's genetic material quickly becomes a permanent part of the plant's genome. As the plant grows, its cells produce the viral proteins, but not the infectious components of the virus. When people eat a bite of a genetically engineered banana, which is full of viral proteins, their immune systems build up antibodies to fight the disease, just like a traditional vaccine. Now for a few interviews.
Organisms that have had their genes modified.
Genetically modified organism is when scientists in a lab manufacture a gene for a certain plant, so it has traits that, so like making it more, for example, what they usually use in GMOs is they make it more like resilient to certain insecticides, I guess.
Yeah.
Genetically modified organisms are where an extra gene is put into like a crop. For say, if you look at corn, to either have like a resistance or like some other like trait that are not naturally found.
GMOs, as far as I know, are domesticated plants so that we alter their genes through hybridity and end up with something else.
The real disadvantage is more the way they're being used, so there's so much more pesticide usage and stuff.
I think there should be definitely just more transparency as far as what's GMO and what's not GMO.
I don't think you really have a choice at a certain level.
I'm kind of afraid of these because I've heard we might not be able to have kids at a certain point in time. After a few generations of consuming these, we will just be left infertile.
But right now, we're just very much advocating for it needs to be labeled so
Right.
people can make an educated decision as to however they feel that is.
Yes. Well, I think one of the things is some of the pesticides that are produced in genetically modified foods have been shown to get into the environment. And so that's a concern. Also, anytime you're dealing with plants are, pretty promiscuous.
Yeah.
And can breed with a lot of different other plants. And so there's always this idea of something escaping, one of these genes escaping into a population of weeds or other kinds of
Creating an uncontrollable.
yeah, a kind of a system where you'd start to find resistance to pesticides and herbicides in plants that we wouldn't otherwise want that to be in. So I think those issues are concerns,
Are real.
and I think they're trying to deal with those. They certainly have a variety of ways of trying to deal with those. There are what are called suicide genes that are put into some of these plants that are supposedly, once they escape their particular genetic environment, they will no longer function. That they would actually cause the plants to be sterile. in terms of consuming those genetically modified foods, and we're the experiment. We've been doing this for over 20 years.
Yeah.
Without any kind of clear effects, to consuming those. I mean, we've been eating these for a long period of time,
Yeah.
and it doesn't appear to be affecting our health.
Issues concerning GMOs are multifaceted, clouded in the misunderstanding of the general public. GMOs offer society many medical and agricultural benefits. However, the way in which GMOs are utilized has prompted concerns about the social and environmental effects of their use. We believe that it is imperative that people educate themselves about the legitimate concerns that are raised by specific GMO usage, and temper this knowledge with information concerning the potential benefits GMOs could provide to our future.